Hey guys, we are on Hickory stock, and I got a comment on one of my videos asking about the Gladiator stance, and do you go all the way through protection to get Shockwave, or do you put some points in Fury or anything else? Oh man, I had a guy I was looking at, because it won't show me the talents, what their ranks are and how many it takes to put them in. I'll look around a little bit more while we're recording, but I'm not sure what I want to do first. If we go all the way through to Shockwave, then we'll have 2 stuns, and you can get the cooldown of this Shockwave even lower. We'll look at it real quick. Shockwave. Yeah, you can take 3 more seconds, so you get a 17-second cooldown. I think that's crazy. Crazy good. And this, I know you can put 3 points in. So I would go, this is how I would do it. And my math might be a little bit wrong, but I'll tell you how I'd prioritize things. Let's just stick with protection first, and then we'll go to sharing some points in Fury as well, which that'll be easier because I can unlearn the stuff and then just go over and it'll just be more clear. But anyways, so reduce the cost of your Thunderclap ability by 4, increases the damage by 30%. And the slowing effect by an additional 10%? Yes, definitely want that all the way. We're going to get to use Revenge because of our critical strikes. So, let's see. Counterattack, only usable after block, dodge, or parry, and critical strikes. So, having an AoE ability is going to boost your chance of getting to use Revenge. I think that's very significant. We'll get 2 more points in this. The first thing I noticed when I switched to Gladiator stance was that I did not have near as much rage, and I wanted more. So definitely want this. I got 4 points in this. This was because it was kind of like to move on to the next rank. I didn't really care for dodge, I guess. But even this would also increase your chance to get to use Revenge, but I went with this. Increases chance to block attacks with a shield, has a chance to generate rage. Okay, yeah, I would, after looking at it, yes, I would definitely go with this. More rage, and the chances are equal to dodge versus block, and I guess if you dodge, you evade more damage. You resist more damage, but if you block, you generate rage. This is what I would prefer. Yeah. Last Stand. Very good defensive ability. Improved Revenge, definitely. We're an offensive protection warrior, so more damage, yes. Shield Mastery. Reduce cooldown of shield block, 20 seconds. Very good. Increases the armor from items, reduces the duration of movement slowing effects, definitely. Yes. Improved spell reflection. I don't have spell reflection, so I did not choose this. Reduces the chance you'll be hit by spells, and when the ability is used, it will reflect the first spell cast against the 4 closest party members. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty cool. I would definitely be interested to try that out. And I would take away... Let's see if this is working. Yeah, I would probably do that. I think this is more important. This is really great, but... And I don't know, it's... now it's at an 80% chance. I would try it out. And see how it goes. It reduces the duration of disarm effects Oh, reduce the cooldown, I'm sorry. Cooldown of disarm by 20 seconds. Causes target to take 10 additional percent damage while disarmed. Seems very, very good. Reduces the rage cost of Sunder Armor and Devastate. Probably, yeah, 3 points. Pretty cool. Where's our Sunder Armor? Costs 15 rage. So it would bring it down to 12 rage. Not important to me. Bringing the Devastate. This might be a pretty cool ability too. I don't feel like I need more of a spam ability right now because I've got Rend, Victory Rush, Revenge. My auto attacks, Overpower, Execute. It's just not what I'm leaning into. It could be pretty cool because you're going to go down by 3, it's going to be at 12. You're going to go down by 3 more, it's going to be at 9. You're looking at a 9 rage cost for Devastate, and you're going to be able to use that a bunch of times. It's going to put your Sunder Armor effect on them. Pretty cool. I may try it out at some point. Yeah. Reduces the cooldown of Shield Wall, Retaliation, and Recklessness. Really cool, but I decided to go with the gag order for the Silence. Silence, my engage, I really like it right now. I charge in, it stuns them for 1.5 seconds, then it gives me enough time to just immediately concussion blow, stun them again, and then silence after. Very strong engage. And then, if you do go all the way into Shockwave, you're going to have Shockwave to do right after your silence. And then your cooldown's going to be coming up fairly soon for the concussion blow. And you've got disarm in there, really strong. So I'm going to go with the focused rage when I can. Vigilance seems like a PvE thing. I'm not going for that. While in defensive stance, all spell damage taken reduced, and the chance you'll be critically hit reduced. Okay, the top part doesn't matter. We're going to be in Gladiator stance. The bottom half, dodging, blocking, or parrying attack has 100% chance to enrage you, increasing your physical damage cost probably by 10%. I would go with that. Yeah, I would go with that. 3 in here, 2 in there. I'm going to go with Vitality. Get my strength and stamina and expertise up there. If it's 3 and 2, I'm going to go, I'll get both of them. Or instead of going 2 here, I'll go 2 in the improved spell reflection. And any extra points, I'm going to go improved disciplines because of the recklessness. I like that ability. And then we're here. Warbringer, your charge, intercept, and intervene abilities are now usable while in combat and in any stance. In addition, your intervene ability will remove all movement impairing effects. Yes. If we can get that, we get that all the way. It may just be 1 point. But yeah, definitely want that. Your successful blocks have a chance to double the normal. Your successful blocks have a 20% chance to block double the normal amount and increase your chance to critically hit with Shield Slam ability by an additional 5%. Pretty cool. I probably will save my points for something else though. Devastate. Yeah, if you're going to Devastate, get this. You know, it's good. Increase critical strike chance of your Devastate ability by 5% when your Devastate or Revenge deals damage. It has a 10% chance of refreshing cooldown of your Shield Slam ability and reducing its cost by 100% for 5 seconds. That's pretty cool. It looks like you're going to be able to go back and forth like between Devastate and Shield Slam. I don't know what that would be like. I'd have to try it out. I don't know what to think of that yet. And there's some talent. There's a Mystic Enchant that takes this a little bit further. Maybe we'll look at that in a second. Whenever you take damage from or block a melee attack, you cause damage equal to 10% of your block value. I don't know that that's important to me. Yeah, I don't know that that's important to me. Let's look at my block value. Which, of course, I'm level 36. It's going to be different at a higher level. So, my block chance is... I guess the block value is 137. I don't know exactly how that works. I don't know. I may try it out. And then Shockwave. We're doing all this to get down to Shockwave. This is really cool. It's not as... I mean, getting to use it in combat, you have 2 charges while in combat now. Very good. You can already use it in any stance. So, the stance thing... Yeah, so... Let's do this. Actually, I told you I was going to go into... the sword and board. We'll look at that real quick. Sword and Thunder. Your Devastate and Revenge have a 30% chance to reset the cooldown of Thunderclap and make your next Thunderclap cost no rage. That doesn't seem very important to me. I don't think that's too important. Dealing damage with Devastate increases the critical strike chance of your next single target melee ability. That's pretty cool. I think there's a different one that I'm going for, and I think it's the Execute one. Gladiator, Stance, and Sword and Board. This is the one I was thinking of. The damage of your Shield Slam is increased by 25% of your attack power, and the chance to trigger Sword and The chance to trigger Sword and Board is doubled. However, the cooldown of Shield Slam is increased by 3 seconds. This might actually be pretty cool, because as I was saying earlier, it already kind of feels like you have plenty of abilities to use. So, just getting a strong Shield Slam in there every so often, instead of like constantly, seems pretty good. Let's look at the Execute. This is what I'm looking for. What I think I want to get. Yeah, killing an enemy with Execute refunds 30 rage and causes a bloody explosion, dealing 110 damage to enemies. Yeah, I would probably get this. Stronger Execute. I like the Execute ability a lot, and this will let me. It'll refund my rage, and it'll get me back up there ready to fight the next player. I like to fight. I like to jump into fights where I fight multiple people at once. So AoE damage gets my rage back up, because I don't want to deplenish my rage. You know, when I'm still in the middle of fighting. We'll get the rage back up pretty soon, but still, if I can keep 30 rage, does a little extra damage, I think I'm going for that. This doesn't seem that great to me. And this does not seem that great. So, yeah, we're going to go for the Glyph of Execution. Probably right here, and the Brutal Execution here. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 more rare spots available. If I don't go into Fury, I'm keeping the Avatar. It removes any kind of immobilizing effects. You're immune to immobilizing effects. You take 20% less damage. We don't have the gap closing ability of Heroic Leap, but we've got this so they can't slow me. We've got 2 charges we can use in combat. I think this is going to be the way to go. Very, very cool. I mean, getting to use this while in combat maybe justifies not getting the heroic leap and putting points in Fury. So, yeah, I'll be glad to try it out. So let's do this. We're looking at rare. Reduces the cooldown of spell reflection. Let's see what the cooldown is. That's a low cooldown. That seems very low. Very, very low. Wow. So what is that? It goes down to a 9-second cooldown? And is this an offensive or defensive ability? Probably a defensive. But it could be considered offensive. It reflects it, you know, reflecting the next spell cast on you. Does it send it back to them? I'm not really clear on that, guys. That seems very cool, though. I've always been a fan of the spell reflect. So, your Devastate ability now applies 2 stacks of Sunder armor. That could be pretty cool. I don't think it's what I'm going to go for. Your attack power, okay. This may be the way to go because you've got a shield. We're in Gladiator stance. And we were just looking at it increases the damage based on our attack power. I think it was the sword and board. It was the other one. Epic. Controlled aggression. Yeah, so if you're going with the controlled aggression, I'd probably go for that one we were just looking at. Armor to the teeth. I think I'd go for that. Another thing with like whether or not to split between protection and fury is we get some cool fury talents just through the glyphs. I plan to get blood craze. If I'm going all protection, I'm going for this. Regenerate 6% of your total health over 6 seconds after being the victim of critical strike. Seems very, very good, very strong. A little bit of sustain. We're gonna have Enraged Regeneration. Regenerate 30% of your total health. Very strong. We'll use Last Stand, Enraged Regeneration, and if we have Blood Craze proccing with that, we're going to be healing up. We're going to heal up. Increases critical strike damage bonus of your warrior abilities. I'm going to call this essential. Very, very good. Reduces the rage cost of your execute ability. I might get that. I might get that. This we don't get to have. Enrage. This is pretty cool. Does not stack with the Enraged talent. So there was one that we were looking at. Yeah. This is going to give us the 10% bonus damage. I don't think we get the other one. I don't think we go for it. Where is it? Yeah. Increases parry chance. No, we don't get that. Unbridled Wrath. I'm gonna get this. Yeah. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go Blood Craze. Blood Craze. Impale. Very important. Let's go for Unbridled Wrath. Yes. Iron Will. Iron Will. Reduce the duration of stun effects. We might get that. I'm not going to get deep wounds because I use a fast one-hander. So my weapon damage is low. Let's see if there's anything else that jumps out at me. This is possible, you know, might get that. Anger management, might get that. You know, one or the other. This is what I would get. I would get this, definitely. Easy choice. Easy choice. So we're at 4. I'm saying no and no. I do want those, but I'm still keeping open to see what else. And this is probably it. Either this or probably this. Let's strengthen the execute. So we're at 5. So execute we'll put there. Enraged Regeneration here. So we got 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to Blood Craze here. Impale here. And there was one more. Maybe Armor to the Teeth here. If not that, then, I mean, Iron Will. Very good. Maybe get Iron Will. So, yeah, I like the heals from Victory Rush. Again, for this one, you can go for the Sword and Board one, or the improved Execute. I'm going to go for the Execute. That's what I'm going to try out first. Just because it refunds 30 rage. And if I'm getting rage like crazy because of my overwhelming rage, and I'm sorry, that reminds me. There was one more. I don't know if I said it or not. But it was pretty important. It was the rage one from the Fury Tree. Where is it? I'm going to call it very important. Unbridled Wrath. So, scratch the last one. I think it was, I said I was going to get the Execute one, as if I had 10 additional rage. I'm sorry, it's a little hard to keep track of, so I don't remember if I picked this one already. Let's just say scratch the last one and put this in there, Unbridled Wrath. So, let's try to go over that one more time. Let's see. Okay, we're looking at Glyph of Enraged Regeneration at the top, Blood Craze underneath, so we got Sustain, Impale for crit damage, the Avatar, and we've got 2 points left. Let's go Unbridled Wrath here, and the next one, let's go, wow. What is it? I guess the improved, improved Execute, or there's another Execute one. Or the one as if you had 10 additional rage. Yeah, probably this one. And if we don't go for that, so the last one is Execute damage with 10 additional rage. Or I'll go for the Iron Will, less stun. That's what I'm doing for the Glyphs. It's a little tough to go over this because I'm not level 60. I'm just trying to help you the best I can. So, yeah, let's call that done for the protection. I know this is a long video. Sorry, it's hard for me to do it shorter. I don't have it clear and concise in my mind. I'm just trying to go over it with you. If I try to go over it and get it clear in my mind and then memorize it and then go over it in the video, it's just going to be a bit tough for me. So let's say we want to split. We're splitting. So we're at 35. At level 35, I would put points in here. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So this is looking at 25 and 25, or 25 and 26 points, because we get 51 talent essence. So we want the concussion blow. If we just keep it at 20, then we're stopped. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I'm trying to find out where the points land. Huh. That's where they land. So we put 2 in here. No. Okay. Confusing, guys. It's confusing. I'll just try to go over it what I think. Okay, so I'm going to go for the critical strike chance. It's going to let us use revenge. Let's go all the way in this. 5. Unbridled Wrath. Let's go all the way in this. It's either 3 or 5. I think it's 5 points. Blood Craze. Let's go all the way. Let's get Piercing Howl. I think we get 3 in here. Brings it up to 6% total health. So 3, 1. And we go back and put a point in maybe this one, maybe here. Let's do this. Okay, so we're going 25 in Fury, right? Split between the two. 5. Yes, 5. Blood Craze. The heal just seems significant. It seems like a big deal. This is just, it's tough to just only put 1 in there. I don't use my cleave very often. Increases the area effect and the duration of battle shout. Okay, I guess we'll go there. We've got 10 more points. This is cool. Reduce the rage cost of execute. More rage. Oh, okay, it's an Enraged. Gives you a 30% chance to receive a damage bonus. Does not stack with Wrecking Crew. Let's choose that over... Tough decision. Tough decision. Do we end up getting this at all? I don't think so. So, see, if we do it this way, we get Death Wish. And we get a short cooldown on our intercept. 20-second cooldown here. 15-second cooldown here, which we cannot do this in combat, by the way. Let's see. Charge. Yeah, we don't get to use charge in combat. So this is what we're looking at. We get 2 more points. What do we go with? I think it's pretty clear. There. And that's 25 and 25. If we go 20 and 30, we're going to lose concussion blow. And I like that ability a whole lot. The benefit is going to be more rage and attack speed. So that doesn't make sense to do to me. Unless, is it 20 and 31? I think it is. So that actually gives us Bloodthirst. If I'm thinking about it correctly, that gives us Bloodthirst, which has, in addition, the next 3 successful melee attacks restore 2% max health. This effect lasts 8 seconds. And that seems really, really cool. Now this deals damage based on your attack power, not your weapon damage. So, and at this point, we're going to have Heroic Leap. So that's going to be really cool. Yeah, I think I'm thinking about it correctly. We go 20 points in protection for the Gladiator stance, 31 in Fury. That brings us to be able to get Bloodthirst. We're at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31. And let's look at Bloodthirst. So, if we get Bloodthirst, I'm scratching this last one, the improved execute, and I'm keeping Victory Rush healing me. Overwhelming Rage I'm keeping. I'll actually probably unlearn this one and get a different one. And to go over that again and pick one is, I'm sorry, it's going to be too much for me to hold on to in my mind. I can't, it's a bit tough, guys. So let's look at the Bloodthirst. Here comes the big one. Is probably what I would go for. No. Up to 40% additional damage based on how much health you're missing. Bloodthirst does up to 100% additional healing depending on how much health you're missing. Wow. Unbridled Rage. Okay, no. Tough to say, guys. I may scratch this and go for Desperation, and here comes the big one. If we're splitting down the middle, if we're not down the middle, if we're going 20, 31, I go for Overwhelming Rage. Here comes the big one, and Desperation, because Victory Rush heals 10% health. Very, very cool, but you have to get the killing blow to be able to use that, I think. If not, you still have to kill the target. Target has to die. This is going to be something you're able to use in the middle of combat. Like, let's say you're doing arena, Victory Rush does not benefit you if you're... I mean, it does if you're fighting 2 people, but... yeah, I think I would still go for the Desperation. Yeah, let's try to look at some Fury and Arms. So at this point, we may be leaning heavier into the damage, going Fury. We might be able to get some good points that require points in Arms. So let's try to go over that. Yeah, I think I'll be able to handle that in my head. Armored to the teeth. Let's say no. No. Because of the overpower dealing weapon damage. Good for a two-hander. You can get a hard-hitting one-hander. I don't think it's what I'm going to go for, though. And at this point, my damage is going to come from Revenge and Bloodthirst. Revenge and Bloodthirst. Bloodthirst is going to be healing me. It's going to be really cool. So, there's some that I know for sure. We already have this through the talents. We get Impale, definitely. Very important. So, yes, Impale. We've got 31 points in Fury. We can get this. Okay, we don't get this. We're not able to. Points in Arms or Protection. We don't get this, but we have it through the talents. So, we have it. Protection or Fury. Let's get Iron Will. So we've got Impale at the top here. Iron Will. No. Deep Wounds. No. Cruelty. No, we don't get. We already have that through the talents. Arms or Protection. No. Wow. I'm not saying wow about this, I'm saying wow about the other one. But actually, no. Let's say no. Increases the damage of your Revenge ability. We already have this. We do make it down that far. So, yes, we keep it. Anticipation. Let's say no. Yeah, let's say no. I'm thinking offensive. Don't need. We're always in Gladiator stance. Increase the amount of rage generated by your charge ability. Possibly. Possibly. No. Let's say no. Yes. Yes, definitely. So I need to check that again. What am I getting? We've got Impale. Where is that? Where is that? Impale. I'm sorry, guys. Difficult. It's difficult. I could do it better, like making a. I could have thought this through better, but I don't think I'm going to be able to redo the video. We're at 38 minutes. We'll just keep going. Okay, I need a refresh. Anything here? No. Next one. Devastate, no. Okay, Impale. Yes. Iron Will. Yes. Maybe. Maybe. Yes. So we get two more spots. Yes. And last one. We have one more spot. And I just don't think I'm able to. I don't think I'm able to pick one right now. Yeah. Okay, guys. That's I hope that was helpful. Yeah, I hope that was helpful. That's what I would aim for. I'm level 36. Maybe I can redo this video when I get to level 60. It's probably going to be a little while. Hey, look at that. It's probably going to be a little while. I'm taking my time with this character. Taking my time with Rubius. Maybe we can find another warrior to look at, but at this point I don't think so. I don't think we do that. Yeah. I hope you guys are able to receive something good from that. I should have done it differently. I could have made a paint page and dragged and dropped the abilities over, but I don't think I have the will to redo it all and to do that. If you're asking me, then maybe I will. Maybe then I will have the will to do it, but as of now, I hope what I did was enough. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'm pretty interested to see about the Bloodthirst with Gladiator stance. Getting healing from that, Frenzied Regeneration, and Enraged Regeneration. A lot of healing. It's kind of surprising. Like, kind of blows my mind how much healing we may be getting. Yeah, I wonder if there's any glyphs for this. Let's find out. Enraged. Wow. Using Revenge while Enraged Regeneration is active extends its duration by 2% and heals you for 8% of your missing health. While Enraged Regeneration is not active, Revenge reduces the cooldown of Enraged Regeneration by 5 seconds. This effect can only occur once every 3 seconds and do not work against players. It's that last part. If that worked against players, that would be crazy. That's what I would go for. Yeah. We'd be getting that cooldown on Enraged Regeneration quick. We'd be spamming that thing. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. Please let me know if this helped at all. And if it was a bit too complicated, I would like to know. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.